So good morning all of you. This is your second video. So basically in first video we have already discussed about the dream that was painted by Frederick Suryo, in which he explained his utopian dream. He had visualized such a country or such a place where people would have all forms of freedom that we enjoy today. He had already dreamt it in 1848. So today we are going to read that how in this direction the various French revolutionaries, they started acting upon this situation. They started thinking that how to liberalize the world, how to bring equality, fraternity. Okay, so let us start. The French Revolution and the idea of the nation. So, before the French Revolution broke out, people never had this idea of nationalism. They never knew that what the word nationalism means, what is the meaning of nation state, country का क्या मतलब होता था. They did not know all this. So it was very important for the people to first realize that they all have some common identity. The land that they are living there, that land belongs to them. So for all these purpose, revolutionaries made tremendous efforts. So let us see what did they do. The first clear expression of nationalism came with the French Revolution in 1789. France, as you would remember, was a full-fledged territorial state in 1789 under the rule of absolute monarchy. The political and the constitutional changes that came in the wake of French Revolution led to the transfer of sovereignty from monarchy to the body of French citizens. The French Revolution proclaimed that it was the people who were henceforth constitute the nation and shape its destiny. So what happened? So the first French Revolution, it broke out in 1789. If you remember in class 9 you have read, that was storming of Bastille, how people stormed Bastille and they liberated themselves. They formed National Assembly where a new form of government was introduced that was not absolute monarchy, rather constitutional monarchy, where the monarch or the king was guided by the constitution. Okay, now from the very beginning, French revolutionaries introduced various measures and practices that would create a sense of collective identity among the French people. The idea of la patrie, the fatherland, and les citoyens, the citizens, emphasizes the notion of united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution. So the revolutionaries, what they did was they understood one thing, that first, to unite people, it is very important for them to give them a common identity. ठीक है, लोगों को एक तरह की सोच देना, एक कॉमन आइडेंटिटी देना जिसमें वो एक दूसरे को इक्वल्स की तरह ट्रीट कर पाए. फॉर दैट व्हाट दे स्टार्टेड विद द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ ला पाट्री, दैट इज़ द फादरलैंड. जैसे हमारे भारत माता होती है, दे एसोसिएटेड देयर कंट्री एज द फादरलैंड, एंड ली सिटोयन, जैसे हम इंडियंस बोलते हैं, उन्होंने खुद को ली सिटोयंस की तरह एक दूसरे को एसोसिएट करना शुरू कर दिया. Now, and all these people who are residing on La Patrie, I mean all the les citoyens residing on La Patrie will enjoy the equal rights. जितनी भी constitutional rights है, irrespective of any kind of discrimination, all the people will get the same rights. Now next, a new French flag, the tricolor, was chosen to replace the royal standard. So the new flag was introduced that replaced the previously used royal flags. Okay, so this new flag basically was originated, tricolor flag was originated to give a sense of common you can say a sense of common belongings, or you can say where people would think something different. They would think that now, since the flag has come down of royal family, that means the powers of the royal family has been cut down. They are not enjoying the same powers as they were enjoying previously. So this all was basically done to change the psychology of the people, that people would start thinking towards liberating themselves. Okay. Now, the State General was elected by the body of active citizens and renamed the National Assembly. The new hymns were composed, oaths were taken, and martyrs was commemorated in the name of the nation. The centralized administrative system was put in the place of its formulated uniform laws for all the citizens within its territory. Internal custom duties and dues were abolished and uniform system of weight and measure was adopted. Regional dialects were discouraged and French as it was spoken and written in Paris became the common language of the people, of the nation. So what happened now? French revolutionaries, they started finding various reasons by which they could, give a common identity to people. पहले जो regional languages बोलते थे, now they discouraged the use of the regional languages. They focused on French as the official languages, so that people would not only be connected by the concept of la patrie and le citoyen, but they would also have a common identity that they are all are speaking the common dialect. They are speaking the same language. Now, revolutionaries further declared that it was the mission and the destiny of French nation to liberate the people of Europe from despotism. In other words, to help other people of Europe to become nations. So, French revolutionaries, they took up the charge that not only it was their responsibility to liberate their country, but they would also help other European countries who were under the absolutist rule. When the news of the events in France reached the different cities of Europe, students and other members of the educated middle classes began setting up Jacobin Club. Their activities and campaigns prepared the way for the French army, which moved into Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, and much of Italy in 1790s. With the outbreak of Revolutionary War, French armies began to carry the idea of nationalism abroad. So what happened? Now after the storming of the Bastille and forming of the National Assembly in France, this message, when it reached out to the other parts of Europe, the places like Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, Italy, they started revolting in order to liberate themselves, or in order to proclaim themselves as nation state. And even the French army, they started carrying out this idea of nationalism not only within their territory, but out of their territories also. So this was all about it today. In the next video, we'll discuss the further about civil code, which is popularly called as Napoleonic Code. Thank you so much.